Okay, so I realize there's a ton of new subscribers to this channel, and many of you need to be caught up on what I actually have going out here. So I plan to give you an entire tour of my fish room or aquarium gallery. This tour has to start outside though. First and foremost, this is not my house. This is a separate building. It's a building dedicated to my aquariums, and I call it the Aquarium Gallery. My house is right here. My house is actually where we're going to go ahead and start. We don't have a lot of aquariums in here, but we do have one. I know that I said I'd never have any more aquariums in my house. It just happens. It's the Saltwater Aquarium, and it currently houses a lionfish. I apologize for the reflection. It is midday here, so. But the lionfish is absolutely amazing. This is just a 90-gallon saltwater aquarium. Extremely low maintenance. I do my water changes, and that's essentially it. Oh, I gotta get out of this reflection. But I love this tank. I love this fish. I'm getting asked if I'm adding anything more. The simple answer is no. I want this lionfish just to be a pet fish, and he's acting exactly like it. So personable, eats from my hand, greets me at the tank, etc. Problem about this aquarium though is this wall's not going to be here in like a week. This tank is currently in my upstairs living room, so to speak, and this wall on the other side of it is my kitchen. I'm renovating my kitchen completely, and that wall has to go, so I've got to move this. I kind of just decided to start renovations like the other day, so I guess it was inspired by me previously flooding my basement floor. Now that I have it all cleaned up, all the water's gone, the floors are up, it's ready to have the new floor installed, which I'm actually going to do today. I figured why not just keep going and change a few things around the house that I wanted to do for a while, and the kitchen is a big one. That's a huge project. But it won't take away from the videos. We'll still be able to do those, no problem. Oh, so that tank, that saltwater tank, I believe is just going to come down here on this wall. If you guys remember that 370-gallon plywood aquarium, that's where that was. I think it'll do awesome down here, and we spend a lot of time down here, so we'll see the fish a lot. Okay, that's it for in the house. Now, the actual gallery. Some stats first. The gallery is actually 35 feet long, 16 feet front to back or wide. Ceilings are, what, 9 feet tall. Just like a fish tank, we're giving the dimensions. We walk in the front door. It's mostly an empty room in here, but we are greeted. Well, you take a look around. It's a mess, I need to clean up. But we're greeted by the 375-gallon tank I built, as well as the 100-gallon tank that I built. This tank is 8 feet long, 3 feet front to back, 2 feet tall. 100-gallon, 4 feet long, 2 feet wide, 20 inches tall. At least that's, I believe that's what it is. Let's take a look at the stocking. Stocking in the 375-gallon. Let me shut these lights off. Again, I'm just filming this really quickly because I have to get to work on the floor downstairs. But we have a bunch of really fun fish to keep. We've got a nice little shoal of clownfish, which are a loach. These guys are absolutely amazing. I think I'm going to do a feature video on these guys in the near future, showing you some really interesting behavior patterns when you have this many, what they do. And then we've got some vieja. We've got 3 species in here. This type here is actually Synspillum. Now don't get confused, these guys can actually look a lot different. There's another one that is Synspillum. They're only juveniles at this stage, or maybe like, you know, pre-teens type of deal, so they're not looking that great. Also, lighting just came on. Then we have some Hartwiggy, and then of course Argentea, which is probably one of my favorites of the vieja. Again, these guys are only tiny. They're all going to grow to between 8 and 16 inches long. Absolutely beast of a tank. We also have a Bisher in here, which usually stays in the back here somewhere until the evening. If you've seen him, let me know in the comments below. And then that's kind of it for here. And then there's like this little tank. We don't need to talk about that. Kidding, we're gonna talk about Frank. Okay, let's do it. Frank is my pet flower horn. I seen him at a pet store one day as a juvenile. He was about the size of his little girlfriend at the time. He's about 2 years old, and I had to get him. He is not that good looking of a flower horn. In fact, his physical traits of what people look for in a flower horn are entirely lacking. With that said, what he loses in looks, he makes up for personality, and he's won the hearts of thousands. I can't believe that's happened, but he's an absolutely awesome fish. I love him. We eventually got and my girlfriend, little to fuel the meme machine. She's tiny. They were separated at first, but Frank broke down the barrier. He wanted her. He's like, give me that. So he broke down the barrier, and now they're together. They're getting along just fine. Yeah, I don't know. So far, out of these two, which your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. Let's move along. Oh, in here is the filtration room. It's a mess right now. We'll come back to that in a future video, but this is what runs the 2000. We're just gonna look at fish, really. On the other side here is the actual aquariums. Up top, we have Lake Malawi, filled with all male Peacock Cichlids. This is definitely one of my favorite tanks. However, there is some fighting here and there, and some of them kind of get attacked, but for the most part, everybody's looking pretty phenomenal. I definitely love the OB Peacocks, which is this type here. The ones that are actually, you know, kind of multicolored. My favorite. Had to get more of those. This one's the favorite of the entire tank. My favorite personally. I don't know, what do you think in this tank? What do you like? Do you like more of the purebreds, the classic colors, or do you prefer the OBs? Again, all male tank, very simple to take care of. Feed them, that's pretty much it. Highly responsive fish, but I don't think they're entirely too intelligent in terms of personality and engagement with their owner. However, still a beautiful fish, highly active, always fun to watch. And I know that so many Peacock Cichlid keepers are going to get so pissed off at me, pardon my language, but it's true, and say these are entirely personable fish, just in my experience, that's it. Down below, Lake Tanganyika, we have some Tropheus icola. These guys are definitely one of the most difficult fish in the gallery to keep above all else, simply due to the fact that while establishing this entire group or colony, there was a ton of fighting and balancing of the sexes, etc. I do have some breeding activity. I do have a male or two carrying eggs. This one, for example, and then one that's in the back there. We'll feature this tank in a future video, but I love, love, love this tank. Out of the two, what's your favorite? Hard to say. This one has more color, of course, and bigger fish, but these guys aren't done growing. They're only like half. Moving along, let's take a look up here. We've got rainbow fish. This is just a fun little tank to have. Pretty colorful, beautiful, very simplistic. We've got some Malaysian wood with some Java moss attached to it that I actually thought was dead, and it started to grow again. We've got two species of rainbows in here. We have the Bosmani, and then of course the reds. Look at the deep red coloration in some of these males. Absolutely beautiful. I love that tank simply because it's one of the most active as well. Very simple to keep, feed them, and they interact quite nicely. Isn't that cool? That's always cool, isn't it? We go to the fish stores, we see a large group of fish, put your hand up to it, and they'll circle it. Pretty awesome. And then of course, the Walru tank. These are by far one of my favorite fish, even though they lack the coloration that most people really want out of their fish. For example, we've got green, browns, and blacks versus, you know, every color in the rainbow. However, there's so many attributes about these fish that I absolutely love. Eventually, I'm going to do a species profile on these guys and truly fill you in. But again, we've got some Malaysian wood in here. A 3D background. These are aqua decor backgrounds, and the rocks are actually fake as well. Some multicolored gravel, which I kind of made myself. It's made up of a fine grained sand and a coarse gravel, so to speak. Give it a more natural look, as opposed to in this tank here, it's just like a fine sand. But again, Manzanita, I don't know if I said that. That's Manzanita wood up here. I think I might have called it Malaysian. I don't know, that's what I get for filming on the fly, just grabbing the camera and showing you guys things, but this is my favorite type of video. It's like you're here with me, and I get to talk to you guys like you're here with me. But yeah, this is Manzanita wood, but as you can see, it comes in so many forms and shapes that you can kind of make it look however you'd like. But to give you an idea, I was just kind of making it look like maybe a tree branch or tree roots were coming down. We have some Walru and some incisus tetras or king tetras or whatever you want to call it. And then if we look in the back here, there's actually a pleco back there, but we're never gonna see it. But yeah, if you could see, some of the Walru are getting pretty big. The camera's not gonna show their size comparison, but he's about 4 or 5 inches right there. Got these guys at about 1 inch. I absolutely love these guys. Love them, love them, love them. One of my favorite fish of all time. Between the two tanks, what's your favorite here? Walru or rainbow? Keep a list, let me know. Moving along, oh, we'll come down here in a second, but we got to take a look at the angelfish. This is my City of Angels aquarium. One of my favorite tanks, yet one of the tanks that is becoming more and more difficult. We have some breeding action going on. A lot of the males are starting to fight. I'm gonna have to dwindle their numbers essentially. I think ultimately we'll keep about 8 to 10 in here. I'm also gonna throw some high contrasting tetras in here. I don't know if we'll do like the classic torpedo shaped tetras or maybe something like maybe some sort of a Raspora or something along those lines. I'd love to get your suggestions though. What tetra do you think would go good in this tank? Again, Manzanita. We've got some Anubias as well as some Java mosses, or sorry, Java ferns. We have some Trident as well as narrow leaf. Now, the thing about this is it looks like this tank is covered in algae. That is dust from the raw Manzanita constantly slowing it off. However, the plants actually love it, so I've been leaving it. Look at the roots on that Anubias. Look at the ones over here. Just draping everywhere. I absolutely love it. The roots are now attached to the wood. But again, this is one of my favorite tanks for sure. The angel being a cichlid, they will fight and there will be problems. Oh, a couple of things I want to say about the angels is I get asked this a lot. Do they have ick or is there some problems? We have 2 different types of platinum angelfish in here. We've got your classic angelfish, platinum angel like right here, and you see his the sides of his body, classic scales and whatnot. Same with this guy. Then we look at a pearl scale, and that's when you see a massive difference, like this guy here. Aren't they absolutely stunning though, the shimmering that comes off of them? So that's it. No ick or anything like that. That's just, I think some people just don't recognize a pearl scale when they see one. That's totally fine. Down below is the Discus tank. I'm having a slight issue with this tank though. We put a giant gourami in here temporarily. This is going to end up being a pond fish. He's going in that pond very, very soon. Just over the past couple of days, he's been going after the Discus. We have some Marlboro Reds in there. We actually have 16 in them. Started with 16, still have 16. Very classic tank. Whenever this gourami's not in here, the Discus are swimming throughout the tank. Love it, love it, love it. See the simplicity of it. It's basically a bare tank. We have some substrate, that's it, and then the rest is just background, but it looks so amazing. Look a lot better if that gourami would leave them Discus alone for a minute. No damages are being done. He's just kind of corralling him over there. He's like a shepherd dog of some sort. But between these two, City of Angels versus the Discus, which one is your favorite aquarium out of these two? Again, let me know. Now we're going to move on to a couple of awesome aquariums. Love you. Disappointed in you. Let's start up here. This is the Exodon tank. Exodon paradoxus, I believe is what it's pronounced. These are a bucktooth tetra. They're in the family of piranha, believe it or not. But in my opinion, far more entertaining and potentially even more dangerous than a piranha. Now, piranha were technically the first fish I've ever kept. I had a piranha in a 10-gallon tank. I'm thinking about recreating that tank at some point minus the fish, just to show you guys how far I have come. And maybe some of you guys will be like, nah, you haven't come very far at all. Bottom line though is I absolutely love these fish. They are extremely difficult for me to find and get. I've been looking for them since I got into the hobby. For other people, they're like, man, these are so common. But of course, different places and different places of the world, etc. Not everything's as commonly available as others. With that said, these guys are absolutely stunning. Again, we just have a couple branches of Manzanita, keeping it simple. This is a bare bottom tank based on their coniferous diet, constantly creating a mess, but for such a simple fish, these guys are actually pretty darn pretty. Pretty darn pretty. Yeah. They swim throughout the entire aquarium. They'll rip apart anything I add to it, which, by the way, I'm going to be doing the hand feeding video soon where I hand feed every tank in this gallery, including the 2000, the pond, the Exodons, all of the predators, anything that I can that will eat it from my hand, we will do it and we'll see what happens. As soon as blood's drawn, I'll probably take my hand out, but we'll see. As long as the fish, the safety of the fish is okay, I'm just gonna have to suck it up. Give me a thumbs up on this video, a like on this video to kind of, you know, give me that final push to just make that video. Let's move down. This is my Asian aquarium. I'm disappointed in this one for a couple of reasons. It's due to its inactivity. The pearl gouramis in the back here, if you can actually see them, are pretty inactive, and I think a lot of that has to do with me not really filling out the rest of the aquarium with decorations and whatnot. But ultimately they are doing fine. We also have some Rasporas in here. Again, Manzanita. I really enjoy the bottom of this tank. This is, out of all the aquariums, the bottom of this tank is definitely my favorite. I just love it. Looks very natural. It's got some Java ferns in there, some Anubias. Basically just plants kind of floating around as well. Again, disappointed in this tank just based on fish stock and selection and how they're reacting and acting. Potentially in the future, maybe we'll make some adjustments and changes here. But for now, I don't mind it. Out of these two, what's your favorite? Let me know. Moving aside, we used to have a saltwater tank here. It's drained and cleaned out to an extent. I'm going to continue to make this a saltwater tank. Above, people are wondering what I'm going to do. Right now, it's quarantine. It's got some fish in there we're going to look at. But I'm going to go salt, goldfish. I know many of you have been asking about when we're getting goldfish again. When will we do goldfish? They're coming. Not right now. They're not literally or physically coming, but that is the plan for the top tank. I've been alluding to that for a very long time. I just don't want to rush them or anything because I have so much more going on. I mean, you know, we built the pond, moving tanks, etc. But goldfish up top, saltwater below. I think it would be awesome to contrast the hobby's most perceived difficult and the hobby's most perceived easiest. Kind of like we did with Angelfish versus Discus. I don't know. Let me know if you like that idea. Now, there's no light on in this tank, so it might be difficult to see. But in quarantine, we have a red tail catfish. That's for the pond. What else we got in here? And a bashir in the back here. There's another red tail in there somewhere. Oh, he's over in this corner here. There's one. There's two. And he just scooted off. Okay, that was all the little tanks. To summarize, we've got a 375 gallon as soon as we walk in the gallery. Then below it is the 100-gallon Frank tank. We have a rack of 120-gallon aquariums. Each tank holds 120 gallons. The dimensions, 4 by 2 by 2, so 4 feet long, 2 feet wide, 2 feet tall. These are all done by custom aquariums. There's 10 of them. They're all on the same sumps. Maybe we'll run through that in the future. But each system is about 300 gallons, so about 1,500 gallons on this wall. What do you guys want to do next? You want to do the 2,000 or the 1,200? Let's do the 1,200 right quick, because it's the tank we can see the least in right now without my underwater cameras. But again, I'm just grabbing my camera and going. We're not doing anything fancy for this video. Oh, recently just installed another fan up top just for circulation. Let me see what I can do here. I love this. So that's just an air line for some bubbles, but if you look closely in the water here, you can see the bass. There's all peacock bass in here. They're all waiting to be fed. Let's see if I can get them to come up. They will. I always feed in this exact location every time. The bass are about 4 or 5 inches now. They've doubled in size at least. I can't wait until they're 16-inch beasts. Again, we'll do an underwater footage and all of that, but 2 red-tailed cats going in here, as well as that giant gourami, maybe the bashir, but then stocking is done. Also, based on circulation in this aquarium, it's no problem with me adding substrate to it, so I will be taking many of your recommendations and adding a white sand in there, most likely pool filtration sand, so we'll be able to actually see the fish a lot better. But again, this is just running and gunning, grabbing the camera. I'm not doing any fancy footage or anything like that. Bringing you guys up to speed, and then I gotta get back to work. 2,000-gallon tank. Ooh, it's my baby. I love this tank. I love it, I love it, I love it. I hope you guys too. We recently just changed some things. Look at you, beauty. Oh, 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 does anybody ever do that? Does anybody? I can't be the only one that thinks they have the most beautiful fish in the world. And you walk up to your aquariums and you're like, oh my God, you're gorgeous. You're so beautiful. Nothing like you ever. Meanwhile, it's like your fish is like half dead or something. But yeah, these guys are absolutely, I don't know. I love this tank. This tank is 10 feet long, 7 feet wide, 4 feet tall. Oh, you know what's funny? Let me turn this light back on. We'll look at the tank again in a sec. But so many people say that tank, no way, this tank's 4 feet tall, or Joey's gotta be 7 feet tall. I'm standing right beside it. It goes right up to my shoulder. I'm about 5'9". I'm only little, but the tank is 4 feet. I'm gonna get a measuring tape because this is getting weird for me. All right. Measuring tape. 48 inches. Here's a sec. Okay. I can't believe I gotta do this. The internet. So yeah, we're touching the ground there, not moving it. Oh, wait, it moved. There's the 47 inches and then 48 inches right above it. But yeah, 48 inches tall. It's 4 feet tall. That's what I get for feeding into like trolls. But so many people assume and judge me so much that I always ignore it. People are like, Joey, aren't you gonna respond? And I'm like, respond to what? Assumptions and opinions and thoughts that aren't true. And I would just be giving them attention and justifying their BS when the real people know what's up. So, stocking. 3 Asian Arowana. We've already kind of talked about them. Aqua Decor background. We've got 5 freshwater stingrays in here. Oh look, they're categorized. 2 pearls over here. With 2 freshwater pearl stingrays, and then we got the black diamonds over here. We've got 2 females and 1 male black diamond. The male black diamond's actually, that's a female. Female in the back, and then the male is just right up front here. Then of course over here we've got a male and female as well. I actually get asked a lot, am I going to breed the stingrays? That's not a choice I can make. Give a stingray what they need, they're going to do it anyways. So yeah, these guys will definitely breed at some point. I think that the next couple of things I really want to complete out here is I really want to potentially adjust that Asian aquarium. Best tank, 2,000 or 1,200 gallon pond. Let me know in the comment section below. It's unfair because the 2,000 just has baby fish in it, but if you could imagine that pond with some absolute terrifying beasts touch the water and they just go attacking at it with those peacock bass, then we get that massive albino giant gourami in there. And then of course the red-tailed cats. It's definitely going to be overstocked with me saying that, but I have years in order to upgrade it. And if you haven't guessed it, I'm not only willing to build bigger tanks, I'm willing to tear down my old garage and erect an entire building dedicated to fish. And if this is the type of videos you like, and if you're as crazy as me and think that potentially this is something you want to do someday, I know you won't. But I'd love for you to come along for the ride and get to experience it with me. So if you're not subscribed to this channel yet, you most certainly should. You don't want to miss any of these videos. I guess that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the tour, guys. It was just really fast, but I have to go lay some floor. Yay!